Well, hello there, party peeps, and welcome back to another video. My name is no longer R by nature, but I'll address that one in a second. And today there is a lot going on. It's a bit of an update. I'm coming back to the platform, which I'm sure everyone who still remembers that I exist is very excited about. So, my name, of course, I am no longer Art by Nature. I am Huey's Illustration, and this was just a bit of a professional choice. I didn't want to go by Art by Nature anymore. I thought it wasn't that professional as a moniker, so I have picked Huey's Illustration, which combines my high school nickname, which is derived from my surname, and placed it with what I do. I'm an illustrator first and foremost, and it's literally my qualification, so, you know, there's that, it kind of fits. Although, like I said, I'm an illustrator among many things. I'm a video editor, I'm a video creator, I'm something of a musician, I'm a writer, I'm a twat, it's many things. So, on to the main part of this video. Like I said earlier, I am an illustrator and a writer, and I am now announcing my first ever book that is out and existing and available to buy, because this is absolutely incredible, and this wasn't exactly how I saw first year of university ending, but it's not something I'm going to complain about. So my book is called There Are Wolves in the Sky, and as you can see right now, I am drawing the main characters, Haiti and Skull, which feature heavily in this book. It's about them and their folklore, which, for those of you who aren't familiar with the story, they basically chase the sun and the moon around all day and all night, trying to eat them, and then when the world ends during the events of Ragnarok, they do eat them. So this book is about their myth, I'd say, and a young child who discovers their story while they're out stargazing. They meet like a wizardy old guy who tells them the story of these two wolves, and it follows them and describes the events in a fun, kind of cartoonish way, just to pass the myth down to a generation of children who may not know it, which was kind of the goal of my university project, was preserving folktales, and this is kind of what I did with my book. Like I said, this was a university project, but I was super just happy with it, and I love it so much. So I did get it printed. The copy you're seeing that demonstrates it in all its illustrated 24-page fantastical wolf-filled glory. This was a sort of in-context print I got just from my university printer to have a printer copy of the book, and after I got it printed, I was just so in love with it that I needed to do a full run, so it's actually out on a self-published print run. The proof copy is on the way, and thank you so much if you're watching and you bought a copy. I love you to absolute bits, you gem. But the print copy is on the way, and hopefully any copies that anyone else has bought will be getting to you by the end of the month once the full shipping run is here, packaged for you with personalised messages and sent out, because I am just super excited. And once that print run is finished, there will be another video up on my channel and all over my social media announcing its publication on Amazon, because, well, we're planning to publish it on there as well, but I just wanted to do a personal kind of I just wanted to do my own run of the book. I was just so excited about it. So in this video I want to talk about what I learnt making a book, obviously the book itself, and just, yeah, what I learnt going into it, because I knew absolutely nothing before I made this book. The most I knew was how to put together a book in InDesign and text placements on a page. I didn't really know what a kid's book constitutes of, so I wanted to go through some of the things I learnt. Now, obviously the first thing is kids' books are way harder than you think they are. They're not the most difficult thing in the world, but they're definitely not the easiest area of illustration, in my opinion. No narrative story is particularly easy, because you have to account for so much. For me, it was the audience. My text was initially too basic for the reading age I chose, which was 6 to 8, and that is a problem that I could just see myself having anyway. My audience I write for when I'm working on personal projects, such as my graphic novel series, the Saturate series. The problem with that is it's aimed at 18+ readers, where it deals with a lot of political violence, things like that. It's adult themes, it's aimed at adults. So I've never written for children before. This was the first time I did it, and my first text was way too basic, and I completely underestimated the reading abilities of 8-year-olds. So I upped the text, I completely changed the text, and I lowered my reading age where it's initially aimed at age 10, and decided that what I came out with was probably the best shot So that's what we've got. Yeah, the text was surprisingly hard, and illustrations as well. Picking your aesthetic, that's the second thing that I didn't think would be as hard as it was. It wasn't the most difficult thing. I'm a very visual thinker. It didn't take too long to figure out, but my god, was it not something I anticipated to be a problem. Now, the thing was with the aesthetic is every book has a different look, and the way you draw your book draws in a different kind of group. So I decided I wanted to make mine quite an all-rounder, where I used a lot of pencil textures, so it was put together in Procreate and Photoshop. Procreate was used for the texturing, the backgrounds, and any scenes of the human characters. They were drawn using the natural media brushes, so it was all very pencil-y, very grainy. And when I was depicting the sky, the night sky was pencil and charcoal, and daytime was graffiti, riso-y textures. So that was quite a hard one to figure out, where I couldn't figure out what kind of look I wanted for the backgrounds. Initially I wanted watercolour, that changed, and I wanted digital, like harsh vector lines, that changed. I then wanted to make everything riso print, that changed. So the aesthetic was a weird one to try and figure out, with how arty and illustration-y I wanted to make the book, but also how good I wanted it to look, where the line between these can sometimes blur within a project, so some things are interesting. The hardest part for me actually was working mixed media, because I'm used to working across programs, no problem. I've never worked traditional and digital at the same time. I've never done work where I scanned in hand illustrated work, so this was a completely new field for me. So that's a tip I would probably give you if you're working on an illustrated book, is do your research into these things. I had to learn how to remove blue lines like on the spot, which went really well actually. The book cleaned up really nicely, the illustrations were so nice once they came through, but oh my god was that interesting. I hand illustrated every page depicting Haiti and Skull, and they were all scanned in and coloured digitally with traditional line work, and it was quite an interesting experience making this merger work, but it's something I'm super happy with. And another thing that I didn't expect to be difficult was getting InDesign to work, because my god, did it not want to export properly. I don't know why, it just wouldn't export correctly, it wouldn't put the right print margins in, it just went kind of insane, but I think that was a problem with me, and I think I put the wrong compression in, so that's another thing, is just double check everything you're doing, because it likes to play you up. It's Adobe software, it just does that. But putting it together in InDesign was quite an interesting experience, because I've done projects in InDesign before. I did do graphic design for 5 years for a qualification, so I've used InDesign a couple of times, but I only ever made interactive PDFs. So making a print PDF was such a weird experience, but it was so fun. And through all the stress of different elements of this project, I loved it. I absolutely loved every second of it. Even the stressful bits where I sat there and thought, oh my god, I need to calculate pricing, what's going on, I need these quotes, I need this to export, it won't work for this print house's standards, I don't know what's going on, all of these crazy things that were happening. I adored every second of it, even the crazy parts, even the stressful parts. It was just so much fun, which is something I didn't expect. I thought I was just going to be stressed and then done with the book, but this is the first university project. Out of the entire year, I've done 4 projects. This is the only one I'm well and truly in love with. The copy that I have on my desk has not moved. I sit there and I go, I made this. Whoa. It's incredibly, incredibly cool. And I learned a lot from this experience, and that's one of the reasons I wasn't posting. Of course, this is an update video as well, so that's one of the reasons I wasn't posting. I was very busy. The current climate doesn't really allow for me to do much, so I was just working, and I thought I'm just going to get this done, clear my head of all the stress that's going on with the uncertainty, I'm going to get back to YouTube. The reason I didn't post after the Shigaraki video, I was very burnt out, very stressed. I'm sure a lot of you university type peeps can relate. But I've also noticed when I've come back there are a lot more people subscribed. Thank you so much. I didn't even realise my channel would get any traction when I wasn't posting. I love all of you, and I look forward to making some more content for you little fledglings who have joined our wonderful flock of arty friends. So that's really nice to see. So I hope you are enjoying the painting in the background. That is done in Clip Studio with some The default gouache brushes, I tend to work with default brushes a lot. Custom brushes are nice, but honestly I prefer program specific. So I think that's all I've really got going right now for you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and if you are, once again, if you're someone who's bought the book, I love you. You're just fantastic. And also for any of you guys who of course didn't know about this run because I advertised it on my social media, first of all, my social media is in the description. Second of all, this will be available on Amazon at some point, and I will post a video update clarifying when. Continue posting regularly for you guys, and hopefully hopefully I will get back to being fully active again when my university year is drawing to a close. So I'd like to thank you once again for watching. I've been Huey's Illustrations, and that is me out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment with what you want to see. I can't speak. And I will see you guys next week. Take care of yourselves.